sorry if the sound quality on this one is not great. This is because I'm trying to record it on my phone while I actually think about it and have a minute to actually process. I'm actually hiding in my car waiting to collect one of my kids off my parents. So again, I know I've talked about this before, but having a village to raise your family is utterly amazing. Like, I would not survive without my mum and dad in the picture at this point in time, because we physically cannot be everywhere. These kids, like, I love them, but the sports, like, we have so many sports on. But this year, lucky, touch wood, at this point in time, we actually have a couple of nights a week where we're free, like there is nothing on. But that does mean the flip side is that we have notifications coming through my phone. Sorry. Is that we have some things that are actually like doubled up. So we may have multiple things happening on one day instead of having them spread out across the week. So I do have some very exhausted children, and obviously myself too. Okay, so with that being said, I'm currently sitting in my car, but found the need, or the urge, I think I might have to say, to record this episode for you, just because I think I'm at this point now where I'm like, yes, I just need to talk about it. So, and this is, I don't know whether you guys are in the same boat, and so just sharing is caring, and that's what I'm going to do. A lot of the things that I do share on my podcast, I've been really strategic. Like, I sit down, I really think about things, I process, I think about questions that you might ask and try and answer them within the actual podcast too. So I'm not just like rambling, because I can do that. Like, I could just go on a whole different rampage about something if I don't have something to sort of guide me and questions to guide me in the right direction. So today might end up being one of those episodes where I kind of ramble and go here and there, but it is something that is on my heart that I want to share, because again, as I said, someone else might need to hear this or might be thinking the same thing. So why not? So for me, this episode is all about just, I think I want to call it like sharing is caring, because you don't know if someone else is in the same position as you, or someone else might be able to provide you with advice. So I'm going to be honest. I've had episodes about imposter syndrome, and if you haven't listened to those, please feel free to go back and have a listen. But I want to say this is something that still I find difficult, and I'm being honest. I'm always honest, but I find this really hard. I actually get a deep-seated like guilt feeling before I share some things, because I think like, am I allowed to say that? Can I share that? Is it really something that's big enough to warrant someone feeling sorry for me, or someone offering me advice and support, because I want to be that person for other people. Like, I want to be someone that people turn to and ask questions and go, oh, how do I do this? Or how can I support this kid? But sometimes I don't have the answer, and I'm not ashamed to say that. But then at the same time, I'm going through stuff too. Like, I am not a perfect human being. Who is? What is that? Like, what is perfection? To me, it's not a thing. Unless you ask my father, bless him. He would like to declare to the world that he's perfect, because he owns everything himself. Like, that's just him, and I love him. So I've forever grown up with telling people, like, when you're a little kid, you're like, oh, but my dad's perfect. He says he is. And you just believe it with that wholehearted innocence. But I am not. I am not a perfect mum. I am not a perfect teacher, and I am not a perfect human being. Okay? I still stuff up in life. I still have issues. Like, I do not lead a perfect life. Okay? So please get that straight. I hope that my content is real and raw enough for you, and I leave most of these podcasts, actually leave all of them mostly unedited, because I don't have the technological skills to actually like edit them. That's why Nyla's in the background of episodes. That's why the kids interrupt me and all I can do is pause. That's just me. I am not perfect. That means that sometimes I obviously muck up and stuff happens to me too. I know I would have shared with you that my going back to work this year in 2026, like, what the heck happened to me going back to work smoothly? That did not occur. Like, 1:45 a.m. in the morning, I get woken up by a fire outside my house. Like, yep, great start to going back to work. I've been up since 1:45, really could not get back to sleep because you are so high on adrenaline. And I was also worried because I was like, oh, is it going to happen again? Is it going to flare up? Do I need to wake up? What's that noise? What's this? Like, my husband thought it was kind of hilarious because, yes, he is a volunteer firefighter and he's been one since he was 16. So that's like a long time now. And he knows how to deal with stuff. But when you are half asleep and it is your own house, it is completely different. But he still found the time to laugh at me because I was like, the sun's rising. It's really early for the sun to be rising. Oh, it's really orange. That's really weird. And then to have like our child come in and be like, the house is on fire. I'm sorry, what? Yeah. When I told that to my husband, he was like, Melanie, the sun rises on the other side of the house. Yep. Cool. So I have no sense of direction. You should all know this by now. I am terrible. I go by markings and I still have no clue where my house is situated, like direction wise. And I still have to look and be like, so which way's north? So if you get lost with me, good luck to you because don't follow me because I'm already lost. Okay. So that was like the start of my return to work. So not ideal, not perfect. Going to work, run down, tired. Honestly, sometimes I think if you've ever had the experience of being hungover, not that I drink anymore, but if you have had that experience, being tired can be so much worse than that. So I was tired and I still had to function at that 100% returning to work, trying to be there for everyone else. And that was really hard. That was hard for me. But I did it and we survived. So that was my going back to work. And then at the same time, like that same week, we then had a slithery visitor in our pump shed. So that scared the life out of me and the kids, and my husband just handled it in his stride and the snake was relocated. But to me, I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I've had a fire. Now I've had a snake. Like, yes, we were the year of the snake and that all of that stuff is shedding. And now we're moving into like the year of the horse, like amazing. We're charging forward. We're getting on with life. We're moving on. So maybe that was like everything finishing up for me. I don't know. But I've gone into this year with those things happening and then having to do insurance claims without realizing how much stuff we actually lost and still trying to feel gratitude and be grateful for everything I still have in this life and my family that I have and the fact that I do have the ability to pay insurance and this is what it's there for, and being able to tap into that and use it and go, yeah, okay, we're going to do a claim. We're going to claim the stuff we've lost because ironically we lost the 22,000 litre water tank, which we had there ready to install for fighting fires. So isn't that ironic that that was the thing that like went up in flames? But anyway, so all of that stuff will be replaced and all of that. And I think that's why I get to this point where I'm like, you are not replaceable in your own family's life. Stuff is, and that's why you need to look after yourself. But I was still getting to that point where I'm like, oh, do I tell people this? Like, do I share with them that my house has been on fire and that there was a snake in our backyard that scared us and that there's massive spiders in my house because when it rains, the spiders come in and I got scared. And it's just, I live an everyday life, but I'm trying to be, and it's really hard to be modest because, I mean, I'm not saying it's hard to be modest. It's hard to be the confident person that I again, imposter syndrome. I sometimes pretend to be this confident person. Yeah, I try and be this confident person and try and, just fake it till I make it. And so sometimes I've turned up and pretending to be all put together and literally I have physically turned up and that is me there today. You are in the same boat too. I know you are and I see you. And this is why I've created this podcast so that we can all band together and know that sometimes you will just turn up as a shell of a human being and that's okay. But please look after you. Go back to looking after your health. Prioritize rest. Drink more water. Like, it is amazing what being hydrated can just do for your entire body. Prioritize your eating. Like, healthier eating is going to make you mentally and physically feel better. Your mental health is so important and you can't just keep pushing it aside. I've learnt that in all my years of teaching, and I actually think I bounced back so much faster with all that stuff. Like, I don't want to catastrophize anything, but like, those were some big events. They're not something that happens every day in people's lives. Like, well, if you do have snakes in your house every day, like, oh my God, I really don't want to live where you live. But that does not happen to us every day. We do not have these things happen. It's out of the ordinary, and it dysregulates us. It dysregulates us as a family. Like, my daughter couldn't sleep well for the rest of that week because she was worried that she was going to have to wake up. And my son slept through the whole thing. Like, that scares me as a mum too, because I'm like, oh my gosh, if the house was actually on fire, he's just going to be asleep. What am I going to do? What am I going to do if I can't get up the stairs to get him? So then all of that stuff plays through your mind. And my husband, like, he's straight away gone to having a 2-story ladder outside now because he's now, and that's him being caring. Like, he will not say that to me, but all of a sudden there's a ladder outside. And I'm like, why is there a ladder outside? He's like, well, I just thought about the fact that if there is another fire, which, gosh, I hope there isn't, but if there is another fire and we can't get upstairs, how am I going to get the kids out? So I've just sat that there. So that's him actually being that kind and caring person. He didn't communicate that with me until I'm like, why is there a ladder there? Like, it's those little things that add up to me. He's like, I really think that his thing, like his love language, whatever you want to call it, is like acts of service. Because this is another thing, just to add to my list of crazy hectic return to work. Literally the Sunday night, the night before you return to work, and you're like, I'm going to prepare myself. I'm going to go to bed early. I'm going to eat well. I'm going to drink lots. I'm going to be so ready to return to work. So I was going to do that. I had all of that in my head. I had a nice, relaxing Sunday planned. No. Why do I make these plans? Like, that was just opening myself up to a world of failure because my husband just went, oh, we've got a new window sitting there. I mean, a new window with a sliding door. We're taking out a window and replacing it in our bedroom with a sliding door to go out onto the invisible deck because we don't have a deck yet, but we'll build one, like kitchen first, and we're working our way through. But like, we had a sliding window sitting there. So he's like, let's put a window in. Like, what? It's Sunday. I go to work tomorrow. Like, I'm not home tomorrow. If you don't get this done in a day, like, I'm not going to be able to sleep. He's like, no, I'll get it done. And literally in like half an hour, he's outside, he's ripping the window out of the wall. He's smashing bricks everywhere. He's phoning in friends to come and help him lift this thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And yeah, he did it. He did it. By the end of that day, like, hats off to him. When he sets his mind to something, like, it is done. I mean, that's how he got me. He set his mind to something and he was very persistent. And that's what he did. So literally, night before you go back to work, I've had a whole window knocked out and a sliding door put in. I go to bed. I wake up to a fire. Later on in the week, there's a snake. And then there is like horrible, massive spiders in my house because of the weather changing. And I've gone back to work. It was like everything that could possibly have happened and go wrong sort of went wrong. Oh, yeah. And to add to that too, my car, my car that we worked so hard for, we take pride in, and it's the first one that we sort of had since the kids are out of car seats that we want to look after, all those types of things. Like, my car went in for a service the week before I went back to work and it didn't actually come back. It took a week to come back because they thought that they'd actually blown up my engine. It was a service that had gone completely wrong and the situation was rectified. My car is okay and I do have it back now. But that's not stress that I needed before returning back to work. So it actually really, really tested me as a human to prepare myself for these things. And I'm trying to go through and like, no, I need to meditate. I need to regulate. I need to do some EFT tapping on this because I am not coping. So this is not me going, oh, I need attention because all of these things happened. No, this is me saying, sometimes you go to work and you have had stuff go down and you still have to turn up, and you turn up for your kids, you turn up for your staff, you turn up for everyone. You switch all of that stuff off and you just get the job done and you do your absolute best because that's what I'm there for. And that's what I do. Okay? So sometimes people will come in and say to me, like, are you okay? And I'll probably just go, yeah, when secretly I really want to turn around and be like, no, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. And I don't even know how I'm standing in front of you right now, but I'm here. And sometimes I do say that to people because sometimes they'll take that honesty and I'll be like, So actually this morning, this happened and this happened. And yeah, we've had a morning. Some mornings, like I wouldn't be surprised to tell you, sorry, I actually cut out then because Dad was ringing me to say he's bringing a kid out. But yeah, some mornings, speaking of children, I have had like a hell of a morning. I get up at 4:30. Okay, I've told you about my morning routine before. So I've gotten up at 4:30. I would have done my workout. I would have done my meditation. I have done my gratitude journal or journaling for that day. I would have probably read a little bit of my book. If I have time, I may have done an Instagram post, your little inspiration of the day, because now I can like hide in front of my new pantry. And then I would have packed the kids' lunches. Like I've done all of these things, and then the kids get up, and then I've got to help them get ready for school and help my kids to be regulated and ready to go. And we have a routine and a structure, and we try to follow that every day. But that does not work. Like sometimes Nyla is trying to jump up on the kitchen bench, or she's on the dining room table and doing things and eating things that she shouldn't be eating, and then we're running around chasing the dog. Or like Kane can't find his right work clothes, and so I'm pulling the wardrobe apart trying to find his stuff that he put in the wash and forgot that he put in the wash. Or the kids, like my son, I love him dearly, is having sensory issues because his shoes aren't going on right. So I've had a shoe thrown at my head by accident. Of course, he wouldn't do that on purpose, but he usually would have thrown something. So he spat it. And then I'm trying to get in the car, and I've got this one arguing with this one because I don't want to sit in that seat, and it's your turn to feed the dog. And this has happened, and this has happened. And then I go to work, and then they're in my office, and they're on the floor, and then they're, oh, I want the heater. No, I want the heater. And then, oh, she touched me. Oh, he hit me. It's just everything's happened. And then it gets to like 8:20, and I'm saying goodbye and I love you, have a great day to my children, delivering them to their teachers, and then it's on. So all of this stuff has happened, and I'm still at work, and I'm still turned up, and I'm like, hi, let's do this. What can I achieve today? Because that is what we do. That is what we do as teachers. That is what we do as partners, as wives, as mums, as everything. Whether you live alone, you could have had issues. You could have had your car break down. You could have had an issue with your dog. You could have had a whole bunch of stuff. I know, but before I had kids, I had issues with neighbours. Like we lived in town, and so there was stuff going on there, and so I'd have to sort that out, and then I'd have to go here. There is stuff that happens because we are human, okay? So hats off to you. If you have gone through some stuff and you turn up to work and you still teach those kids with 110%, with your whole heart, your whole body, your whole soul, and you are there for them because they need that too. They need structure. They need routine. They need relationships. They need love and respect, the same as what you do, but you've turned up and you've done that for them. And then you finish, and then you probably go home and collapse because, yeah, I did that after my first few days. When I returned to work, I was physically exhausted because it takes a toll on your body, and that's okay. I am admitting that, okay? Again, this episode is not about me going, oh, I need attention because all of this stuff's happened to me. Wow, wow, wow. No, I want you to know that whatever happens to you, this is all normal, okay? But I don't want you to dwell in it, and I don't want you to not use strategies and resources that are available to you to help you bounce back, because that's what I have had to do. I have had to tap back into these things. I have had to become resilient. I've had to use my resources to support myself. And I do that. And again, gratitude is the biggest one. It changes everything. My mindset could have gone into a massive, massive negative spiral from all of that stuff that happened. And man, I've had some stuff happen to me in my lifetime. My life is far from perfect. I have experienced bushfires as a kid. I have lost a lot of stuff due to flooding in my own house twice when growing up. Not just once, twice. I have been in my house when my house was on fire after coming home from a family holiday. Like that was an experience. I have been through a lot. I have lost a lot of loved ones. I have lost a lot of stuff, but the stuff is replaceable and people are not. So spend time with the people that you love. Be grateful for the time that you have with them, for the time that you have with the beautiful children that these parents trust us to look after and nurture. Just be grateful for all of those opportunities, because I am grateful that I get this opportunity to share and support you guys the best as I can, because this is something that I could have used when I was in these first few years of my teaching, and I can still, and I still do, refer back to some of the stuff that I've talked about in my actual episodes to support me, because it's not just me sharing with you, it's like a record of all the things that I've learnt and go, yeah, I've talked about that before. I need to remind myself of what I need to do and how I need to speak to myself. I need to be more affirming about the things that I do and less of this negative chatter that comes into your head. And that's why I do what I do, and I love what I do, and I love sharing this stuff with you. As I said, I am open, I am honest, because all I want to do is help, because I know what it's like, okay? I am not an aesthetically pleasing, like picture perfect, Instagram worthy, I'm just human, okay? There is nothing worse to me than looking at some of these people that have spent hours doing their makeup before they can film themselves in the morning. I have filmed myself taking off my makeup. I have filmed myself in my daggy clothes. Like, there is no shame. If you rock up at my house, I'm still going to let you in and be like, yeah, my house is a mess because it's lived in. We all live here. What do you want me to do? Like, I am not going to stop people from coming just because of that. I just want you to see that this is all normal, and I'm never going to be that person. So please don't. If you don't want to see me in my realness and rawness, then stop following me, stop listening to me. But I hope that you do stay and you do share this information and all of these blessings with others, because I think we all need to support each other and know that everyone is normal. There is no perfect. We need to show more of the raw and real reality of what we're actually going through as humans and as teachers and as parents, and just all of the things, wherever you are at in your career, in your life journey, all of the things. We just need to remember that social media has made so many things look so good, but in reality, that's not reality. Okay, so unfollow those people that don't bring you joy. Follow the ones that do. Change your algorithm that comes up in your feed by giving feedback to the AI bots or whatever it is. And just, share the good stuff. Let's show gratitude towards all the things that we love and the people that we love and all of that. So this was just all on my heart with all the stuff that I've gone through. And I hope that you do take a lot of this stuff on. Just take it as feedback, I guess. And I would love for you guys to get in touch with me if there's anything that you want me to touch on or share or answer questions. I'm always up for a chat. Please feel free to touch base with me on Instagram, Aligned and Thriving for Teachers, or send me an email, alignedandthrivingforteachers@gmail.com.